G'day guys, and sorry for being a while, but I just had work problems and stuff. Like I've had a lot of extra shifts of work, and that's been why there's been not many videos on the channel the last few weeks. But we're on F1 2017, as you can see, and we're going for an achievement today. We're going for the 1% Club achievement, which is win a race. 25% race length or longer against Ultimate AI. So we're going to set it to 110 AI. You can get it with 101, but I decided I wanted the extra challenge, so that's what we're going to do. Just changing a bunch of settings and whatnot. What I am going to do is, well, I'm going to be driving the Mercedes first of all. It's going to be at Austria. So I just hit my mic there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Mercedes, Austria, and yeah, so we're driving as Valtteri Bottas, and yeah, so I picked Austria because it's the track that I feel most comfortable at, and I feel that I can really be the quickest at this track. So that's my thinking behind the track that I've picked. There are a couple other tracks like Spain I feel confident at.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk, and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Well, you caught me off guard there, but thanks to Crofty and Davison for that insight into qualifying. We're going to be loading our league racing setup that I used, apologies, which I felt was very quick. It enabled me to go very quick here, and yeah, if it hadn't been for me lagging out in ASL, I reckon I could have got the podium. So, which might sound a bit cocky, but that's just what I feel. We're getting underway here at qualifying. Into 8th gear, coming up into turn 1, up the hill, brake at 75 metres, neatly cut the corner there, and out the corner, up to the gears. You don't normally suggest corner cutting is the best way around the circuit, but game lets you do it. So 3rd gear through turn 2 just to help the traction, as you can see. Or up the gear, 7th into 8th gear, coming up to turn 3, brake about 90 metres. 3rd gear, we missed the apex by just a little bit, but through the gears again now. Brake just before that white box on the right there. Late apex it so we can gain a bit more speed there. And we gained speed here, 6th gear, but we ran a bit wide and Hamilton's gained a bit of time on us. Into 8th gear again, then a tiny break, and then into 7th we ran slightly wide. Down the 5th gear, we ran wide again, just trying to carry too much speed. But it doesn't matter because we are on pole for this for the race. Thank God for that. And here's Crofty and Davison.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Bottas, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. Joining me to talk you through the action today is Anthony Davidson. And give us an idea of what kind of thing you're going to be looking out for today.
Well, the big question for me is whether or not we're going to see the cars able to follow each other closely enough to overtake, especially through the fast sections here. Of course, we've got DRS, and that will help on the straights, but it's still no good if you're coming off the previous corner too slowly or too far behind.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Perez, Ocon, Massa, and Roman Grosjean. Hülkenberg, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen, and Kvyat, Alonso, Stroll, Jolyon Palmer, and Stoffel van Dorn. Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care.
Well, thank you to Crofty, Davison and Jeff at the end for the advice into tackling turn 1. So as you saw, we got pole, Vettel second, Hamilton third. It's going to be a dry race, so I think I actually set it to that, so yeah. Bit of manipulation there, trying to get this achievement. It's if I can get this achievement, then I can 100% it, I believe. So yeah, it's a one-stop race. Ultras on supers, ultras because that's the tyre we qualified and we got pole, so we have to start on the tyre we qualified on. Not that that's too bad. Start with 2 laps extra fuel so I can run rich down the straights. Hopefully cover off Vettel, because I can't see Vettel making moves in the corners since he can't catch us up in a straight line. But 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. And got the run up to turn 1. Vettel's come down the inside very late. Like we turned in before he was alongside, so we sort of squeezed him up on the inside. And we're using our rich mix to pull away here. Up into turn 2, we brake later than him. Third gear used, clean exit, and we're away. But Vettel is in our slipstream. Not that that's too powerful, and with the Mercedes power we've pulled away. But for some reason we used 4th gear instead of 3rd, which has put us wide. And Hamilton is alongside, Vettel, sorry, is alongside us, trying to go around the outside here at the first left-hander, but we have the track position and we pull ahead. And out through the fast left right there, and we pulled away. But coming towards the end of the second lap, we make a meal of that second left-hander, and Vettel's got a brilliant run on us, so we dart down the inside for this corner here, and Vettel just has to yield there, and we hold on to P1 as we start lap 3, which DRS has been enabled. We cut to lap 6 here. We're 1.1 seconds ahead of Vettel, but we've run wide. We've run wide here at turn 2. Not that that's really an issue, because Raikkonen and Vettel are battling it out big time. Who's going to come out ahead? Will it be Raikkonen? Will it be Vettel? And Raikkonen came out ahead, and he's now right up our backside as we decide to come into the pits. And Raikkonen stayed out, so he's going to try overcut us. So we have to push hard, make this a perfect pit stop. Into the pits, super soft tyres go on. As soon as that green light is up, we are away. We stayed ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and we need a clean exit out of the pits. So make sure you brake early to not clobber that wall. We actually got a couple of wheels on the grass here, which could have got us in trouble, but we we managed to jump Raikkonen, and we're now on lap 10, following Carlos Sainz. We're trying to get a move done. He is so slow through those last couple of corners. That Sauber is not very good aerodynamically. He goes to defend. We fake to the inside and go down the outside of Sainz. He forced us wide, but we're not going to yield the position to him. We are through, we're into the lead, and now it's about doing clean laps. And there's yellows at turn 4, I think that's turn 4, and that's Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton out of the race. I think that might have been an engine failure. But yeah, we're on lap 16 now. Can't really see who's behind us. I don't think that's Vettel immediately behind us. But there's yellows at the exit of turn 3, halfway down the straight. There's a car off. I couldn't see who that was. But the rest of the race was pretty boring, really. But we come across the line. It is P1, and the achievement should be ours if the game's not glitched. I'll give it to Crofty.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Probably Danny Kvyat. The young Russian has a lot to live up to, and I think he did just that today.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
And thank you, Crofty, thank you, Davison. And we got on top there. I'm surprised about that driver of the day, the much maligned Russian, but there we are. Achievement unlocked. So that's going to be it. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I said subscribe twice. But have a good one, guys, and goodbye.